In this episode, I am speaking to Louise, and Louise has a passion for helping others regain their self-confidence and their self-love. And in this episode, we speak about awareness, self-love, and the fact that she is now giving up what she would call her comfort, and for most people it is, which is her home, bricks and mortar, and she is embarking on a life of freedom. And in her quest is going to be helping others, like she has got that purpose driven in her to be doing that. So it was a really lovely conversation, and I hope you get some aha moments from this. And yeah, Louise is just an absolutely beautiful soul, and she's just had a good laugh. She's got such a way of expressing things as well, which is very special because she's lived through traumatic experiences. She's lived through, not having that self-love for herself and actually overeating, and so now she's really focused for her fitness and mindset, and really helps others to shine and see their own as well. So if you love this episode, as always, please comment, like, subscribe and follow us to keep in tune for any more upcoming ones. So on the podcast today we've got Louise. Hi Louise. I'm so excited to be having a little conversation with you. So the last time that we seen each other was down in London.
Great day.
We had a little party, didn't we? We were the last ones standing. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, but you were all right because you never went to the event the second day. I had to.
But I did say I was going, I just did not make it. Like, it was so late. I had to wait to see her, and she was not in the best of states.
Oh, it was so... But you know what? We just had the best time because it was the first time everybody had all got together, eh? And it was just like, yay, celebration. And we were like, well, just have a few. We'll just, have a few. That's what it's all about, though.
Fun. I don't think it'd be that hard in Dublin.
No, I think we'll be very sensible in Dublin because it's just the one day and we've done it all.
It was fun.
So we say we've got to get the flight back the same time.
It'll be fun.
I know. So as well, so I'd love to just be speaking a little bit about, because just now you are doing your coaching, which is coaching people for confidence, but and through basically giving them that confidence because you've got so many different elements that you can pull together to really help them gain that self-confidence that they need to move forward with various different things in life. Because confidence, self, all that type of stuff, you'll be able to explain it more what you do, but in general, can really hold people back and it can really affect them, especially women. So what is it that you do with your coaching and help people through this tricky time, the transition?
Yeah, so if you look at how many people actually suffer from like self-limiting beliefs, self-doubt, how they put themselves down, and they don't even actually realise that they're actually doing it. So they might be really successful in one area, and then in other areas they are literally really poor. So they're either successful in family life or business life or something like that. But then you'll notice that they've still got limited beliefs, but just in different areas. So like in my coaching, I'll look at like life as a whole. So like it'll be like fitness, mindset, emotional, like your emotional awareness, spiritual side, and how you can actually manage all of that. And I don't think people actually have the confidence in themselves to actually do all of them at one time. So if you're a very business driven, like I can't manage a relationship at the same time, I can't manage the kid life, I can't manage this at the same time. If it's the other way around, it's like we're always giving ourselves like excuses. Or it's like if people want to lose weight and they can't lose weight, it'll be like, oh, this is what usually happens. As like I'll do like 2 weeks and then I just tend to normally just give up, or like they just get, everyone's just in their own little patterns and cycles. So, and that's just like a cycle that they'll go through, the limited belief that they've got. And this is where we actually look at things as a whole. Yeah, everybody's at different parts. So it'll be okay, what do we need to focus on first? Is it like, are you holding yourself back? Is it, are you putting in, who are you around? Like, it's a bit of everything.
But then I love how you said that, like, who are you around?
Yeah.
Because it's such one of the things, and I think the older you get, you can start to see that it actually has a massive impact and an effect on you, like mentally, and where you're actually taking yourself in life, isn't it? Because when you've kind of gathered the certain people that you're always with, and not that it's right or it's wrong, but if you're trying to get to a certain goal and then you actually like, why am I not achieving that, or how am I not sticking to that, or whatever, and you look at your circle and surrounding, then it's pretty kind of like,
people around you are either going to uplift you or they're going to bring you down. So you've got to be really, really picky on who you're actually around. So I have my circle is very small, but I'm just so protective of who I'm actually around, because if you not watch everybody else, but if you watch yourself, and if you're watching yourself and how you feel, if you're around certain people and you're open and you're confident and you're thriving, that's the people you want to be around, the people that are pushing you to do better. But then if you're constantly feeling like, oh, I don't want to go there, or I don't want to do this, or I'm feeling like drained after that experience with them, then that's not for you. Or if they're down, like if you've got a goal and you're telling them and they're giving you resistance, like why would you want to do that, this, that, and the other, is that's their like perception of it. Like you want to have people around you that are like, no, you can definitely do this, uplift you, and they help you do that, rather than people putting you down, like everyone's going to think this of you or that of you. So you just morph into people that you are closest to, like literally.
Yeah. And that's it, and it's almost like other people's, like it's their self-limiting beliefs then rubbing off on you.
Yeah.
Which if you've got a self-limiting belief and then somebody else comes in and then basically reinforces that, then that's totally going to stop you projecting yourself forward, because then you're going to go, like I said, then the self-doubt creeps in. Oh yeah, maybe I'm not meant to do this, or maybe that's why I can't stick to it.
Exactly. So this is another thing why I always be very wary of who I'm around. So you've got your own limiting beliefs. We've all got them. We're all like every single day thinking like something's telling you don't want to do this. We've all got our own fears. But then on top of that, if you're actually like struggling with your own, and on top of that you've got outside people telling you the same thing or adding to it, it's going to be even harder. So make sure that you are being around the right people. That's very important.
Yeah, and that's it. And it is, it's like, I love that when you said like with the energy, and it's so true. But again, it's getting that yourself to that place where you're noticing, where you're aware, and you're like, right, when I'm with a people, I feel like this. Or when I'm in that circle, or I'm in these different things. But sometimes takes a long time to get to there, doesn't it?
People aren't even aware of themselves, who they are. I wasn't even aware of who I was. I wasn't aware of anybody around me. Everybody's just in that little cycle. It's just life, isn't it? And then just like temporary happiness, and then something will make them sad. It's all this, but it's not actually that. People aren't even aware of what's going on around them, how they actually feel, because it's just going from one moment to another. Nobody's actually being self-reflecting. So yeah, awareness is the first thing. I don't think half of the population aren't even aware of who they are and what they're doing. And if people that they're actually with or whatever, they actually like them, it's just what they're used to, like it's their comfortable zone, and they might be uncomfortable, whereas that's where you actually reflect, you find yourself, you become aware of what's actually uplifting you and what's not. So yeah, population aren't aware of it.
No. And it's like, is that something that you would do in your coaching? Would you like shake them aware almost a little bit? Be like, oh, look, you've not got much awareness. I'm going to come along and just shake that into you. Because you will have to do that. Not like brutally, but.
I've had lots and lots of tears though, like, and I'm not proud of that, but I have had a lot of clients that have been in tears to me because they wasn't even aware of the basics. They don't even know who they can't, like, I'll ask them a simple question. If you just say, okay, what do you want in life? What will make you happy in the next 5-10 years or something? Everything is to do with like their kids or their partner or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. Sounds like a perfect life. But what about you? And then they're like, literally, they just freeze. And I'm like, sometimes it's hard to get into them, and they actually forget who they are. People like give themselves like a role in life. It's like, I'm either a mom or I'm a teacher or I'm a business owner or I'm this. But yeah, okay, that's great. That's very successful. That's absolutely fantastic. But who are you? And then that they'll just be like, so like some of my clients now, they're just remembering, like some of my clients, they're a mom busy and all of this thing, but now they're like, oh, I actually enjoy music. I actually enjoy architecture. I enjoy this. And they're starting to actually like regain their life back, like with who they are, and their kids, like not below them, but like they're following them. They're happier. The kids are better at school because their parents are better, because they're feeling like it's just energy exchanges in it. But because like parents are, I'm a mom, I want to put them first or whatever. That's the role they play, but they just forget who they are completely. But if you can only like go as far as you can if you are true to yourself, and I think half the people have just literally just forgot who they are. They just play the role of whatever they've taken on.
And that is so interesting when you say that, because it's so true. Because I think, especially like if you were like a young mum, like I had my first daughter when I was 22, and then my other daughter I had her when I was 28. So from a young age in my 20s, I was mum.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know, I was mum. You know, I was still me, but I was mum. And then they said you take on this avatar, this role, and then you're like, oh, well, who am I if I'm not doing that? And there will be so many people that don't move out of that and they're literally just, well, this is my role, this is what I do, but I don't actually know who I am, what I like, what I should be doing out with this role. So if things fall apart or something happens, then it's like a massive it's a massive disaster, massive, because they don't actually know who they are. So that work's really important that you're doing to make them
It is, 'cause
see who they
it
are.
is true. Like, just because you're a mom doesn't mean you can't still be a person. You're still a person at the end of the day. It's the same with businesses. It's like when you know very successful people, they'll lead with, yeah, so I'm like a CEO of NatWest or whatever. I don't know, like give me an example.
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
do you do in life? I'm a coach, I'm this, I'm that. Like they've all got some sort of role, but nobody actually says, hi, I'm Louise. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like people just play roles and people think that's the role we play, but it's not just a role. We've got other purposes in life, and like 99% of people forget that.
Hmm. Very, very true. And you'd said about teaching. So you actually done that. For how many years did you
Yeah,
teach
so
then?
before I became a coach, I was teaching for 14 years. For 14 years, I was in the NHS and teaching.
Wow, 14 years. And how did you find that? Not talking about roles, but obviously that is a role because you're in a teaching position and you're in that to now finding yourself now to help other people find themselves and leave that role behind.
So I love teaching because I've always loved teaching, so I was helping people. So I don't actually remember how I felt. I loved seeing my students pass and like putting the effort into like people that really needed the help. Again, it's very similar to what I'm doing now. They didn't have the belief they could pass their exams and stuff like this, and I got really passionate about that. But then, obviously, going through my own transformation, and how I changed and how what changed me in my life and everything like that, I've seen another purpose of how I can actually help people even more. So like, yeah, I can help them get pass their exams and do this, but this is how I help people now. It's the whole life. Like, I don't think that people can get that anywhere really. So that's the difference between the two. It's just different type of helping, but a lot more purpose. What's the word? Purposeful.
Yeah, purposeful. Yeah, yeah. I was like, that's the word. Yeah, sometimes I make up words as well. I'm like, is that a word? It sounds like it should be a word. It's a word now.
Yeah, purposeful. I think it's a word. We're authors and we don't even know.
I know. It's like that spell check. Is this a word? Is that how you
Spell check's my favourite thing right now.
I know. I'm like that. I've got the ideas up here. Doesn't mean to say that it's all like punctual and that when it comes out my mouth and it goes on a bit of paper.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, but the way I do it now is just has such a big purpose, and I think if everyone could just see like life how I see it now, like it would just look at everything. And a therapist told me years and years and years ago, like literally, if you just look at life through a dog's eyes, you'd be happy all the time. Like they're thankful they go around the same like block every single day. They're thankful they eat the same dry food every single day. They're thankful. When I was going through my hard times, I was just like, okay, I don't have a car, but I've got legs. I'm thankful. I've got food. I'm thankful. And the gratitude in it, just like, so
Hmm.
I think if everybody can just look at it in that way, gratitude is a massive thing.
I was going to say gratitude is, isn't it? And it is. Gratitude is a massive thing, and it's bringing yourself back when something's going so wrong, or not even so wrong. It could just be like you're having a shit day. Somebody's pulled out in front of you, or just random events have happened and already it's a shit day and it's only 10:30 in the morning. We'll all have that. But it's like bringing that back, before you start spiraling, having that gratitude by being like, "Do you know what? I'm breathing, I'm alive, I'm getting to go and do that." And most people will forget to do that on a
There's
daily.
always something to be thankful for. Like people are like, oh, I've got that to pay off. Just think about you're lucky enough to get that money once. You're lucky you're going to be able to get it again. Like there's always something to be thankful for. Like I can only afford this, or my bills. Well, there's people that haven't got houses. There's people that haven't got this. So I don't know. I think a lot of people look at what they haven't got rather than what they have, and they focus on that. What you focus on, you get more of. So if you continuously focusing on, I don't have this, I can't go out, I can't do this, then that's not going to happen because you're focusing on it. But if you actually focus on what you do have and you've got gratitude for it and you're actually thankful for what you're given, you're going to get more of it. And I think people, again, I'm not generalizing, but a lot of the population will focus on what they haven't got. Like right now, with everything in the politics and all this stuff, like I don't even listen to it. Everyone's focused on how bad that like everything's going, but what are we actually? We're not focusing on the great things. Nobody's actually talking about what the great things are, and I think very few of us, like I'm one of them, it's not even bothering me the slightest because I'm choosing not to focus on it. But then I go
Yeah.
outside and oh my god, politicians, and I'm just like, I just literally switch off, like because you're focusing on it too much.
I know. Yeah, and I'm the same. Like having a conversation if somebody starts, like for instance, because I still do, my clients and cut their hair, and when I go in and they start talking politics, so what do you think? I'm like, I don't know. Do you know? Because I'm the same. I do not watch news. I don't watch news. I'm not interested in anything with the politics, only because I'm like, it is negative, and I'd rather be blissfully unaware in my own little bubble. La la la, Michelle Land, Michelle Bubble, and that's how I'd rather be because it keeps me happy. When you start seeing all these things, you're like, that makes you feel like you're not in control of that. You have no control over what happens, really. So it just makes you angry, resentful, miserable, more angry, and then that's just a bad place to be. So switch off to it.
I haven't got TV channels, don't look at the news, don't need to look at the news, I don't need to do any of that. And even if it does make you angry, this is the thing where you said like it makes you angry, you still got a choice if it makes you angry or not. Like every single day we get to choose, like, okay, yeah, that's happening, but I've got the choice now. I can let it go over my head, or I can choose to look at it from a different perspective, or I can choose to be like, okay, is it affecting me right now? Can I actually control that? No, I can't. So why am I going to let it eat me up and ruin my day? Like a lot of people be like, yeah, it is annoying, like how tax is going up and that and stuff like that. I do get affected by it, but can I physically change that right now? No. Or the only thing I can do is what I do. How I go about that, I've got the option to get off, go do a bit of traveling, give myself some sun, earn more money if I want to. We can control how we deal with it rather than sitting there at the telly swearing at it and then going talking to your friends about it.
Yeah, I know. That's it. I know. Because it's like, it's actually not going to change anything. It's just going to make you be even more miserable. It's going to make you more miserable. You're totally not in control of that. And it's like you said, look at the things positively that you can control. You're like, okay, I can't control that. I wish I could because a magic wand would be absolutely fabulous, the state of the UK. Ping. But it's not. So it's like, well, what makes you happy on a daily basis? What can I do to make sure that it's like, I suppose, making the best out of what you do have right now in your reality?
What they should do is switch the telly off, go to the gym. If they will actually, at least I can, if I've got the option, I can actually get on a flight and go to a different country. Look at the other countries where they actually are trying to escape by a boat. Like if our country goes so bad, at least we can just get on a plane and go off. There's some countries that they can't even escape there and they're like dying to leave the country. So yeah, it is
Exactly.
going down, but you've got the choice whether you dwell on it, talk about it, or you can look at the positives or choose to leave, but be thankful that you've actually got that option because some countries don't even have that option and it's in a lot worse state than what we are.
Exactly. And that's like anything in life. There's always somebody that is a little bit more probably worse off or got something different compared to what you are. So again, it brings you back to that gratitude and the gratitude for what you've got. And then mindset work as well. So I take it you would do probably part your coaching too will be mindset work. Because again, that is a mindset shift because it's if you're so used to tuning in and doing that kind of thing or thinking on that kind of frequency, it's bringing somebody back to start like tracking their thoughts in their mind.
Definitely. So I did psychology and health and fitness to like I could tell anyone can go on Google, get a gym program, nutrition plan, whatever it is, but getting people to actually want to do it for themselves was completely different. So, did psychology and why mindset as to why people don't actually want to, like, why people do fall off, why they don't actually want to do it for themselves long term, and then NLP, so like the neuro linguistic programming, so like the thoughts, so you can actually like actually, do you know like how you can build muscle? You can actually change the thoughts in your head as well. So just different patterns and habits that we can change this. So yeah, we can change all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so what is it? Because I think you've done quite. So you've done your gym instructing then. Have you done the health and fitness then? So talk a little bit about that then. What kind of yeah,
Yeah.
your health and fitness your journey with that as well
Did
then.
my personal training and nutrition a good few years back. Because that was the first thing when I started like looking after myself. So like I told you I was very overweight. Like when I lost everything, that's the first start. I was just like, oh okay. And I started enjoying just doing a little bit at a time for myself. Like I said, it was the first time I started focusing on myself. And it was just how it was changing my energy. Like it was just like great to like mind to muscle focusing on myself and how I was feeling after that. And I just started, that's how it started. And then obviously I was like, I want to help people feel how I help. And then I did personal training and then I went into that and and then I just done courses and courses after that as well. I'm still doing it now. I'm still doing my I'm doing my masters in NLP and life coaching now.
Brilliant. But then if you're doing any kind of coaching, you're going to be continuously want to learn more because the more that you're learning, it's helping you keep yourself strong, mind, physically, everything you need to learn. And well, it's like probably life of an entrepreneur. You can never learn enough.
Yeah. And I literally love that. Like, I don't think there's ever going to be a day where I've actually said, no, I think I know everything because
Yeah,
there's so much. How can you know everything?
yeah. Like that. That's enough information for me for the rest of my life now. All done. I know it all.
So there's always something to learn, and it's really interesting. Like I literally love the subject of how looking after yourself and your energy actually changes your outside world. I'm so passionate about it. How I've changed my inside internal feelings and how my life externally has changed is just like absolutely amazing. And how I'm seeing it through like people I speak to and like my clients. Like it's so interesting. Like not magic, but it's crazy.
And touching on that is so true, and it's getting, they said internally, your internal world, it's fitting that together because if you're feeling better and energy or focusing, like you said, you've been in a bad place, then you start focusing on yourself. That's like maybe eating better, going to the gym, all that. You start radiating more, and it's only going to attract
Yeah.
better things to you.
And if internally you're feeling better, if anything externally does come in, obviously we're always going to have things around us that are going up and down all the time. But if you're internally strong, you deal with it a lot better. Whereas if you were already
Hmm.
heartbroken, it would be like that could be a breaking point. So if you're already internally strong, like you might look at it like with a different perspective. You would be a lot more confident. Like, okay, I've been through worse, and you've just like it was a lot easier to deal with as well. And so it's always things are always going to happen. We're always going to go through a breakup relationship, or someone's going to go into your car, or like something's getting financed, like you lose a client or something. Yeah, but
Events.
the way you handle it is going to be completely different. And if you are mentally strong, whereas if you're not mentally strong, that could really push you to the edge. I think physical fitness, mental fitness, yeah, mental fitness,
Yeah.
mindset, and physical fitness, and like emotional awareness is absolutely everything all together. And like just looking at life from a bigger perspective. Like if you look at the size of the world, like I was selling my house and I was getting stressed over a few like solicitors and all this, and then I just literally sat back and I was like, the world is so big. Why am I stressing over a few bricks? That is literally. It's just like how big is this compared to the whole world? I was like, Louise, stop moaning, just get over it. It's only a few bricks that you're stressing about. But if you look at like the grand scheme of things, and I think sometimes you forget and your emotions take over. But sometimes
Hmm.
when your emotions are taking over rather than when you are thinking logically. So I wasn't thinking logically when I was
Yeah.
emotional. Oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Then as soon as I sat back, I was just like, Louise, come on, it's just a few bricks.
Yeah.
Calm yourself.
Yeah. But like you said, it's because we tie basically we tie emotions to things. We tie emotions to things, objects, like I said, houses, car, whatever, external things we emotionally can attach to that. That's how most people have boxes, probably under their stairs or in their attics. That's just full of just stuff that they're probably never going to look at again, never going to need. But there's some emotional attachment to that they want to keep it. I mean, I've got a box. I need to be looking through that. But we do. It's an emotional thing. But learning to not attach from that is.
People aren't aware if they're actually acting from emotions or if they're acting from logic. So I know if I'm like the week before my period, I will not make a serious decision at all because I know I'm just like, but sort of like I just don't make serious decisions that week because I know I'm so emotional. So I just wait. I'm just like, yeah, I'll get back to you next week. Like, or I'll just avoid that. And then like next week, like, yeah, okay, I'm a little bit more composed. I can see things rather than using my emotions. That I will not make a serious. I'm gonna have to make decisions. I'm you're in business and all of that. But like, if it's a serious one that's gonna affect my whole life, I just won't make that decision. I'll be like, I'll get back to you, and I'll literally say that.
And 7 to 10 business days, thank you.
I'll put it off for as long as possible because I know what I'm going through emotions. I can feel it, and I'm just like, this isn't right. Like I know, and then I'm like, there's been times when I have made a decision from emotions, or like you haven't had time to step back and think about it, and I'm just like afterwards that I was like, that was not the right decision. Like really, if I'd have thought about it properly, this is what would have been a little bit better. So yeah, that week's a write off. I just don't make big decisions.
Do you know, that's really powerful actually, because as well, like a lot of women, especially now over a certain age, their emotions kind of go up and down naturally anyway because perimenopause or different situations, that they're probably coping with. So the emotions are kind of at a different standpoint as well. So yeah, and it's very true. If you're making any decisions from
Logic.
an emotional point. Yeah, totally. And then that's it. You can look back on that and go, yeah, that was definitely my emotions. That was on my emotions.
But
Yeah. What's that film called when it's like split personality?
I know the guy.
Yeah. Is it called Split? It's Split, isn't it? Yeah, it's Split. Yeah. Yeah. Aye, so it's like that. It wasn't me, it's Patricia.
Literally like that. Like, and I'm just like, sometimes I can feel myself change, and I'm like, and I just have to look at my phone, like, and I was like, how does it explain it? So like, I can feel it, and I know what's going on. I'm like, this wouldn't usually bother me. What's going on? And I'll just be like, and I'm like, it can't be that time already. And I'll look at my phone. I'm like, yeah. So then I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah,
no
it's
big decisions for the next week. And then I'm like,
right, ladies, when you're listening then, just start tracking, and no big decision making round about that because we're more emotionally charged.
yeah,
And men, listen out if your woman is making irrational decisions at that time.
just get back on.
Just step back and just ignore her and go back in 7 to 10 business
I've
days.
actually gone back to people before, and I'm like, I'm really sorry for that shit show, but like, because afterwards I was like, yeah, that was definitely from emotion. Like, I'm really sorry about let's just move on. Anyway, what I did actually mean was, but like, I just won't make a massive decision at that time. Like, if it's like anything to do with like a big decision in business or house or like a
Mhm.
relationship or job, I'd be like, yeah, I'll get back to you because I know, like, I'm thinking about something external that's happened, and I'm just literally focusing on that tiny little bit that's upset me. So I
Yes,
just literally just let it go
yes.
past until I can logically breathe. Well, I can breathe, and then I can logically look at the things on a big.
Just like I said, giving yourself some actual grace and headspace pretty much to know that this is something that you're not. And the thing is, we're not even like, it's not like we're in charge of them. As a woman, we're not in charge of these. These come along. It's not like we're like, yes, let's give us our cycle week again, or whatever. It's like this happens and we've got to navigate things like this, and we've still to do decision making or all these different external things, but doing it from a total different emotional standpoint. That's to do with hormones and all that. Like, yeah, that's a very good point.
If you're grounding yourself all the time and you are aware, I feel bad for my old self when I wasn't aware of it. I was just like, oh my god, what's going on? But now I know it's kind of a lot easier. So if I'm always grounding myself, I always know how I am. And then if it changes, kind of like catch it. But when you're not grounding yourself, you're not doing your meditating, going out for walks, and like really just looking at you rather than looking at everything else, you're gonna struggle.
Hmm.
Think
Yeah.
whether you're going through a hard time or a good time, you should always be grounding yourself because it's easier to literally look after yourself when you do go through something more negative or your emotions go a bit haywire or something because you notice it a lot more sooner.
Yeah. Like you said, just taking yourself out for like a walk
Yeah.
or doing something that this is where I need some headspace, I need to ground myself.
Yeah.
And even meditation, if people have never meditated before, like just listening to like a guided meditation, just even for 3 minutes, just to take themselves out of their own head, is more than enough time to just readjust some wiring.
Tell my clients to start from like, even if you just start with 2 minutes and then just like put a timer, just like be dedicated to be like, do not let your don't stop until you don't look at your clock, like literally put a timer on there for 2 minutes. Just start with that. And every time you notice that you're not, they're like, yeah, but I'll just be thinking away from my eyes. Okay, then just start again. Like literally just start again. Like single time you start something new, you don't do it straight away perfectly, do you? So you just like, let's start with 2 minutes and start bringing it closer. Start just like focusing on a body part or something, just something simple like that, just bringing the awareness back to yourself, whether that's your toes, your nose. That rhymes, I'm a poet.
Do you have some poetry there?
I know. And so just like bringing the awareness, everything starts with awareness of what you're doing, like awareness of yourself, not like what's around you or of you. So like I said to somebody before, I'm not even watching what you're doing. All I watch is myself and how it makes me feel, because I'll know if it's comfortable for me or not and how I'm responding. So you don't really need to look at what anybody else is doing, to be honest.
No, like you said, and it all comes down to self awareness, and I love that because it's like self love for yourself as well would tie into that, having the awareness, but the self love to say, I need to focus on me, not make decisions, and that is like a love thing as well, because you're kind of giving yourself that right. I need to focus on me, just me. What do I need to get through this? To get through this stage and not, make any like irrational decisions
Which
or just basically beat yourself up over something as well, because that would maybe happen too.
this is where the confidence comes in. So I don't know how to say like weight loss, someone's put a pound on, but then they've already lost 10. It's like the confidence, they'll beat themselves up more about that 1 pound they've put on rather than the 10 pounds that they've lost. So it's the confidence, like,
Yes.
okay, it's okay. I can do it again. Like it's just giving them that reassurance. So people need to reassure themselves that they can handle things a lot better than what they can, rather than, so a lot of people don't even want to go into the comfortable zones because they're not confident in themselves that they can handle it, because they're so used to having things around them. I don't think people have the confidence to be alone or actually look into themselves or anything like that.
And so take me back as well a little bit about that as well. So you're saying like having the confidence to kind of like look at themselves and readjust life and start doing that, because you went through a kind of massive shift. Like everything happened and it was all at one time. So you're talking from a standpoint where you're like, I've been there, I've done this. It's a really valuable tool as well, Louise, because you as a coach and helping people navigate all of this, all these areas, you're doing it from a place of I've been there, I've overcame that. Whereas not every coach actually has been there. Sometimes it's like, I've learned this because I've done the courses. You're like, I've done the courses and I've been through all this to now, lead me into my coaching and where I am now.
Yeah, so when I did my courses, I actually found the courses really easy. So I was like, oh, that explains like this. So it was actually, I actually find the courses really easy because it just explains like everything I've been through. So I think being a coach, I think not even the courses that helped me, it just helps me put terminology on it. I think the life experience I've had has helped me the most out of everything. But yeah, I've got the qualifications, all of that. But I think actually living it is so much
Hmm.
more valuable than actually having a qualification, because I can actually resonate. I know how they feel, and I know what it takes, and I know what they need. I needed at that one point as well. So like you attract like my clients like who I used to be or something like that, and they're trying to grow. So
Yes.
yeah, so I love the courses. I love studying, and I'm always studying, and I am learning new things. But they are kind of like, oh, that makes sense of this. And it's like putting like a jigsaw together. It's like really, really
Yes.
cool. So I love it. I love that.
And looking back, and because with you as well, because you, from like a coaching point of view as well, again, for people that are like sabotaging themselves for like a weight loss point of view as well, because you can relate to that too, because you kind of went through again that wave. Then that ties into the self-awareness, self-love, and knowing yourself that you've actually transformed your body and your mind, be standing for a whole different point of view towards that as well.
Yeah, so weight loss wise, from my childhood, I was always like, that was my escape. Was like I was either eating too much, or I wouldn't eat, or like I'd hide my lunches. I would just not eat at all. I'd like literally lose weight or get skinny very quickly, or I'd like be up at night eating absolutely everything and hiding it. That I've done so much. Like it started from a childhood. And that was the only way I had that was like comforting me. And then as you can see as I grew up, which I didn't know, I just didn't understand, you can see how I still use that as what if I was going through a happy place or a sad place or something like that. It was a lot of emotions. So I would either cut out food completely where you get poorly, or like I would be eating too much again, I'd just get poorly or really, really bad, like either one. So yeah, see like people have their own patterns. So if people are beating themselves up, it's not their fault, kind of like we've all got our own certain patterns. So like we do things subconsciously that we don't even realize. So imagine you're getting up every single day, you go to flush the toilet, you brush it, you don't even think about these things. It's the same. Like if you've done something since childhood, you're going to continue that until you become aware of it. Again, awareness. Until you become aware of the patterns, you're never going to get out of it. So this is where it comes in. So we have to find out what your patterns are, and we need to make yourself aware, and then we need to look at why is that there, and we need to go back, change that limiting belief, and be like, right, you're not that person anymore. How can you do it? Like, and then that's how you move forward from that. So it's kind of people just beat themselves up because they can't stick to a diet, or because they're not eating enough, or they can't stick to the gym or anything, but it's actually not actually their fault. It's either they're not confident enough, or because they're going through this pattern, they're beating themselves up then because they're demotivating themselves, or they're just putting themselves down because they can't do it. But actually, if you look back, it stems from a long time ago rather than actually right now.
And that is really interesting, actually, again, because it is to do with childhood. Because, and think about this as well, and I've probably done it to my kids, bad mum, thinking about it. But, oh, I'm like that. Did I do that? I totally self-soothed them with food. Like, they'd be crying, oh, do you want a bit of chocolate? That'll make you feel better. Things like that has probably, happened. And my parents done it to me, oh, you're upset, there's some food. That'll make you feel better. So you were kind of self-soothed. Yeah, you were getting self-soothed with like a sugar high.
I've got a promotion that's going to eat like the biggest takeaway in the world and give myself like that is not like, do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's just normality now. Like let's treat ourselves to
Mhm.
how about let's treat yourself to some fresh air and just like being peaceful. And you don't have to have food, alcohol. Like I used to live off food and alcohol for a long time, or literally next to nothing. And I thought, well, I deserve this because I work hard. But actually, I didn't. Do you actually deserve getting up in the morning and having digestive problems and bloated and like headaches from hangover?
And a sore head.
Yeah, you don't deserve that. You deserve to get up feeling fresh and vibrant. And I think people, because the food tastes nice in them 5 minutes, it's a treat, it's a socializing thing, then
Mhm.
yeah, I deserve this. And you deserve, it might taste good at that time, maybe, but long term, do you deserve all the after effects?
Yes, that is, yeah, that's very, very, very true. Very true. And you do, and I mean, I still do that, now and again, like, really deserve this, takeaway or whatever. But then I've got again, it's like the control. It's having the control and awareness. This is basically just the awareness
There's
podcast.
nothing where
But again, it's having the awareness that I know I'm doing this because I've not had one and I'm going to have one, but it's not something that I'm regularly kind of being like, oh, I deserve this, and taking in all this bad things that I know that's not actually good for me in the long term. But Michelle, probably, 15 years ago, would be like, I deserve to drink this, I deserve to eat that, I deserve to do that. And like no awareness at all. And just again in that loop, mentally and physically and emotionally.
I used to drink Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday without fail. I even got up on Friday morning one time and had vodka for breakfast before work. And then even sometimes on lunch breaks, we used to go out and have drinks as well. The amount of, and now I can't, if I have a couple now, I literally, two and I'm done.
Booked out for a week.
Literally, I can't do it. Like in London was the first time I'd had a drink in about a year and a half. And that week after, I was just like, I'm done again now. I'm not having any more ever. Like, so, yeah.
It was like a year's worth of partying in one night.
Yeah, but I'd already told like Shirley that I was going to drink because it's the launch. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it that once. Because like if it's a wedding or something, I'll have like one or two. But I know now, like I didn't drink like everybody else drank all night, whereas I stopped. Like I had a couple and I actually didn't drink again until very, very early. I didn't have a drink after that, and I was absolutely fine. I didn't want any more. I knew like I don't need any more. And that was, whereas the past me would have been like, I'd have been out till last. I'd get, if it was the last round, I'd get 3 in.
Yeah, yeah, but then that's it. Yeah, totally. Everybody will be like, yeah, yeah, that was me too. I done that. The wee bell rings. You're like, oh, I better get five
Yeah, exactly. Like,
in your 20s.
I
Yeah,
drink for like a year and a half. I had some in London. I had what, 2 or 3, whatever it was. But then, what time did I stop drinking? It was so early. I didn't get in the last couple of places. I didn't even buy a drink. I was just like, I'm okay, thank you.
that's me. I'm done.
I'm
Yeah.
clean after a year. Like, I'm done. If it doesn't get out, I'll have 1 or 2 there, and apart from that, I'm cool. But it doesn't, like, I don't deserve the hangover. I love going to the gym. I love coming to clients. Like, I don't deserve to sit there with anxiety. Like, I get anxiety. Like, I don't think people realise the actual effects, but because I only notice it now because I do it very, very frequently. Whereas before, I just used to do it all the time. It was my normal.
Okay, so have you noticed that massively now because it's only something you would do on occasions? So do you feel like that anxiety coming back then?
Just catched it. If I have alcohol, so I had a couple in London. I wasn't that bad. I was just tired because I'd only had a few. But like the year or so ago before I drank, that week after, because I hadn't drank in such a long time, I had such bad anxiety that week. It was horrible, and I was just like, it's not
Really?
worth it. Like, honestly. But whereas before, when I used to drink day in, day out, like, I must have just lived like that. Like, it was just my normal. Like, it was just, I just lived to go out at the weekend because I was just so used to doing it. I was thinking I had a great time. Like, I had a great time when I was out and all of these things. But I think about now and not had drink at all, and I had an even better time. And I still get up early in the morning to the gym. Like, it's a win-win.
Yeah, so you can do everything before and still go out. That's it is interesting though, 'cause like you said, you didn't notice probably that anxiety or it have an effect on you,
No.
or what it's doing to you if you're doing something frequently. You just probably think, this is me.
Yeah.
This is actually part of me. This is how I cope with things. This is how my mind thinks.
Yeah. And with foods as well, like, I was always eating, not, you shouldn't say bad foods, but like unhealthy foods. I just thought, I just feel heavy. I just felt heavy all the time because I didn't know what it felt to feel light. Like, if I have like certain foods now, my stomach just reacts to it straight away, and I just feel heavy and sluggish. I can't, like, I just can't handle that in my body anymore. As before, I lived off that. That was just how I felt all the time, and I'm like, how did you live like this? It's weird. I don't want to. I
No.
don't deserve that, and this is the difference. Yeah, you deserve to go out and enjoy yourself, but do you deserve to feel like that after? I don't think anyone.
No, definitely not. Absolutely not. You're like, I've seen the light on the other side. Like, I do not want it. And yeah, now and again, having some food like that, but you're like, I could not eat like that, or I couldn't drink like that, like what I used to, because I would just, because you've now got to stage where you feel so good, you're actually in that like mental state. You're like, I want to keep feeling good.
Exactly.
I want to keep feeling good. Why would I want to go back to that when I know on the other side, this is what it feels
I'll
like?
never go back. I remember drinking so much. I used to, like, there was a couple of times I got took to hospital because I drank so much. Like, literally, I was so bad.
Really? When was that? Was that like was that when you were like younger or was this when you were going through like bad patch like in your life?
That was just normal. I thought I was having a great life, and like, I nothing was wrong with me. I just used to love drinking. I used to go out so bad, like, honestly, it was terrible. To the point where, like, I was in hospital this one time, and one of my friends contacted my ex-husband, and he was like, "Oh yeah, she does this." He wasn't even me. You want
He's like, I'll see her in the morning.
this? But like, I just used to love going out drinking, like. But now I can't stand it. Like, literally, it's the last thing I want to do. Like, it's very, very, very rare. Like, I just can't stand it.
Yeah, you've peaked now. Now you're like, no, that's definitely not for me. Been there, done that. I like that.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't deserve to feel like that. So why would I do that to myself? I can go out and I do go out. I just don't stay out super late, and I just don't drink.
And so how would you give anybody some advice that's trying to like still wants to drink but navigating that kind of middle point where they want to, like, if they were a big drinker, say, and they don't want to say I'm going alcohol free, but I want to kind of thingy that down and put myself into social environments where I can or I can't. Like, how did you navigate that from being like a bigger, drinker pretty much?
It was over time. It wasn't straight away. So it was just like a little bit at a time as I was getting like fitter and healthier and all of these things. If I was still that person. If I was that person, no, I'm not that. I don't know how to explain it. So just ask yourself the question, like, is this actually worth it? So ask yourself, like, what are my plans tomorrow? Is it worth this extra one? Is this actually going to affect me? So like, set yourself a goal, and is this not a night out going to take me closer to my goals, or is it not? Like, if you have got no,
Move you further away.
if you're literally just going through life and you're just going just to drink and stuff like that, but set yourself a goal, and if that takes you away, so that I've got goals now, and I know if I drink, I know I'm wiped off for a week because it hits me massively now, and it's just not worth it. So I think if you wanted to come off alcohol, you've got to have a bigger vision as to why you want to come off the alcohol, and then just slowly do it. Just like, rather than just go out for a couple, or set yourself just for special occasions, or have a couple and then alternate it with like lighter drinks or something. But I wouldn't recommend, like, don't stop your social life, because that will change your whole life rapidly, and it would be like a chore. So you don't want that either. Also got to be like, not strict on yourself, but you've really got to look at what you actually want in life. Is this what you want? And then when you are actually in it, just step back, be aware, like, learn how to become aware of yourself, and like, is this actually getting me to where I need to be or not? Is it going to affect my future, or is it just going to give me a good night right now? It's temporary happiness for long term misery in my eyes.
Yeah. No, I love that, and it's true. It's like doing the tiny little adjustments to start with. I love what you said, having the vision for it and having the goal, and that'll be like for anything.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us have goals, or they have a vision, but it's all up in here.
How do you put that into action? So every time I speak to any type of client I have,
Excuse me.
vision it. We actually vision it. What would it feel like? How, like, we actually vision like where they want to be, how we're going to get there, and if they didn't get there, how would they feel? And we actually put it into a vision, and we actually see how we're going to get there, and we put it into action. When you start getting actions and you can see it, you're more likely to get it, rather than like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Do you know how many times I said I'm going to do something, if I haven't actually actioned it 6 months later, and you're like, oh my god, we're already in June next month, and I'm just like, a lot of people set their New Year's resolutions and they haven't even made a step on it, because they haven't actually put it into place. It's a case of putting it in action, putting it out in the world, like, right, I'm going to do this. Not telling everybody, because like I said, you're going to get the mouth back from people that got look, but like, put it in a safe place where you are actually doing it, confide in someone you trust, and that's actually going to bring you up and not pull you down. Learn how to become aware. The awareness is the first thing. Being aware of yourself is probably the most important thing, and then bringing your confidence up to believe that you can do it. They're the two things that I think are the most important.
Well, definitely, and breaking it down. Excuse me. Yes, sneezing and coughing and everything. Sorry. Um, I'm like, oh. I know I've had this bit of chesty cough, and then now I've got a bit of thingy nose, but it's fine. Passing, it's passing. But no, breaking it down is so important, and I think it can overwhelm a lot of people, because they'll say, if they've never broken down a goal or put it like their vision of what they want, if it's all in here, they'll say, okay, I've got a goal of doing X, Y, Z, and then if they don't write it down properly, or let's say getting the right people to say, right, this is what I want to do, like, help me if I'm, slacking off a little bit. But if they keep it all to themselves and it's all up here, then it's not going to get executed, and then yeah, they'll just beat themselves up. And
some people are even scared to say their goals, like, literally, because they'll think it's too big, or that, like, people will say, oh, we'll put them down, like, they'll think it's not achievable.
oh really?
Yeah, they'll be like, yeah, but I know I'm not going to be, like, a lot of people say to me, I would love to do this, but I know it's not reachable for me. Or they'll like put themselves down straight away, so they don't even try to get it. So this is where confidence, like, why can't you do that? Like, I always say to people, but you were scared when you first went to school, you were scared when you first did this, why can't you do that? If other people are doing it, why can't you? Like, so a lot of people will have a vision that they want, but they'll just believe that they can't get it themselves, so it only happens to people that have got money, or they can do this or they do that. So I'm just like, well, they must have started from somewhere. So a lot of people do have goals, but they don't actually believe that they can do it. So giving somebody the belief they can do it, getting it down, and literally giving them a pathway to do it, and then that's when they start to become aware that actually is that taking me to it or not. But a lot of people are actually like, so somebody asked me a few years back what was my financial goals. I knew my financial goals, but did I want to put it on paper? Because I was scared that they were going to think, you're not going to be able to reach that. So I literally put a smaller number.
Yeah.
because I was scared. I was like, they're going to think like my confidence wasn't that great at that point in that particular area. So I was just like, and a lot of people do that. They're scared to actually voice it because they're scared of like people are going to judge them, or they haven't got the confidence that they can do it, or something like this. People aren't. They have a lot of thoughts, they have a lot of visions, but are they actually going to do it because they talk themselves out or they believe they can't do it? I've got a lot of people that say to me, yeah, but, or they'll give me excuses like, yeah, but you're already a coach, but I haven't always been a coach. Or they'll say, yeah, but so and so did it because they had like help from there, and I'm like, yeah, but you've got help now, I can help you. Or if they can do it, or if you think you physically, if you can think it, you can make it work. It's just like,
It's like if you think you can, you can. If you think you can, you can't. So whatever way you think, it's true.
you can make it reality. It's as simple as that. If it's real in your head, you can make it into your world. It's just what's going to stop you. But a lot of people will literally talk themselves out of even just like even saying out a goal because they believe that it doesn't happen to them, it won't happen to them, or it only happens to a certain type of person, or
Yeah, it's like unattainable kind of thing. Yeah.
self-doubt thing. And that's why I say confidence. It's not just confidence, but it's a like confidence overlooks a lot of things. And it, literally, a lot of people will talk themselves out of actually even wanting to start the process of getting
Yeah, even starting.
crazy.
And talking about starting, yeah. So starting and with the starting, start over, in the book series, yeah, literally start and start over. Start and start, start, start. Um, so because you are a co-author in the Start Over movement, that's how we met. That's how we're talking about London because we're partying. And how are you going with your writing your chapter and going through that process with starting over and writing it
I'm
down?
doing
And
good.
is this making
I'm doing good. I thought it's all done now. It was a lot tougher than what I actually thought. So like started speaking to Michael on like Christmas Eve, and I told him like exactly what happened, and he was like, great, yeah, you need to write a book, whatever. Okay, cool. But then actually writing it, and then he was like, you need to talk about so and so. Like it's like it was more of a healing journey than actually I was just like talking about it to people, but actually writing it down and then talking about why I actually got there was actually a lot tougher than what I thought. I was just like, oh my god.
yeah,
And now it's the not I'm confident about it and it's my story, but it's just like certain people that might read it and I'm like, that bit there is a little bit
yeah,
short
yeah,
comes when it releases. But I've had to do a lot of mindset work on it, because I'm just like, am I ready? Like like am I ready to actually like expose myself like that? Like I said, I keep my circle very, very small, and I only people where I actually feel really safe with or confident with. Not confident with, or like I actually trust them.
yeah, yeah,
Like obviously we haven't physically can't put everything in a book, but like certain things you put in a book, like it's proper out there.
yeah, yeah. And that's it. And I think it is a thought that once it's out there. And it has been a journey and a process. And
Mm.
when you're talking about real life situations that have happened to you, you then think, well, will I put that in or will I not put that in? And then you think, but then that had an impact on me either emotionally, physically, mentally, and that projected me into doing whatever. And now that's got me to where I am now. So it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, it's like a healing process when you, even though it's all in here, when it dumps onto a bit of paper and you read it, you're like, oh,
yeah, like it's literally crazy. So like I knew I was able to talk about from a certain time of my life. I literally was happy, like, yeah, I can talk about that, write that down, absolutely fine. Marco was like, yeah, but we need all the years before that. From then my heart sank and I nearly pulled out. I was like, I can't talk from this age below.
oh, did
I
you?
did actually
Yeah.
pull out. I was like, I don't think I can do that. I literally don't think I can do that. So that was a bit. So I haven't put too much in there, but I have it like opened up a little bit. So like that bit there, I realised then like why can't I talk about that? So that's actually taught me something. So I'm actually glad that I
Mm-hmm.
ever pulled out. I've still put it in there, and I've learned something about myself. So even in my book, I put like everything happens for you. So I'm actually glad it happens, and like I'm actually writing it. I haven't put a lot in there about the time I was uncomfortable, but like I'm glad that like you've like, yeah, you've got to do it.
Yeah. It's doing that process and putting that through. It's made you know where you were hitting a brick wall
Mm-hmm.
with something you probably thought, I'm past that. That's part of my past. Totally totally past that. I'm fine cracking on with what I'm doing in life. And then you've went, oh, there's a bit of resistance there. Why is there a bit of resistance there? Where did that come from? So that's been really powerful that that's helped you see that and help you shift through that, because that's made you elevate as a person, which will now help you with your coaching others as well, because you're going to recognise when other people go, and you're like, oh, ha,
It
ha.
was like a mindset work, and sometimes we don't even realise it's happening until like you're going through it. So I was more scared about what people were going to think about me. Not even like 3 people in the whole entire world, not even people I speak to. I don't even speak to these people. I wasn't bothered about what the whole world thinks about me, except for these 3 people that aren't even in my life, right? And I was more bothered about what they thought of me. And I'm like, and then I had to really sit down and like, okay, yeah, it might upset some people, but however, how is it actually going to affect? They're not even in your life. Like, why are you actually like? And I had to really like, as much as it might like, it's a closure thing. Like, it's either my story or it isn't, whether they like it or not. So yeah, it's a massive thing. Like, there's how many billions are in the world, and I nearly stopped doing it because of 3 people that aren't in my present life. It's like crazy. The
Yeah,
power of emotion from childhood, crazy.
yeah. But then probably on the flip side, you must have been like going through that wall, like, but how many people could this help?
Yeah.
Instead of me putting up that wall, oh, but that was part of my story, but I don't want to, tell it because that the people being part of that. It's kind of like, in the grander scheme of things, the helping more outweighs that.
Exactly. Do you know what? It might actually help them if they actually do.
They might go, awareness will kick in.
I didn't actually realise she seen it like that. But yeah, so I think it's massively helped. It is what it is. Like, I'm excited now. I've got that bit done. But there has been times where I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna like literally do that. Like, it's a bit of a big issue that was.
Oh, well, I'm proud of you for pushing through that wall and rising that little bit higher, because it's obviously helped with the healing journey that we're all still going through. Everybody goes through it for your whole life. It's not like one thing. You don't just like one time you go and, get healed and then you're like,
No,
ta-da! I am healed for the rest of my life. It's like, it's a
I
constant.
always say like you never just get to somewhere, like you're constantly learning about yourself. So I know next something might happen, I'm going to learn something about myself. Something happens, I'm like, okay, what's this? To the point where if I get like uncomfortableness, I'm like, I get excited. That sounds weird, doesn't it? I was like, okay, what's next? Because I know
You're like, bring it on.
I'm like, okay, what's next? Like, it's a bit crappy at the time, and I'm just like, oh, this is like, I've been through this bit before. I'm like, okay, yeah, but I know that like something greater is coming when I go through. Like, I literally love it. I don't love the actual process. I love everything that happened. I literally, like, when everything that's happened, I'm like, thank God it did happen. So when things happen now, and I'm like, this is a bit like, what's it? I just sit back, what's this teaching me? What's the outcome of this? And I get
Mhm.
excited. I'm sitting there like, this isn't fun. Like, it's a mixed emotions. It's like, this isn't fun, but like, what's coming now? Like, it's great.
Yeah, yeah. Like, where am I elevating out of this one? Like, where's this taking me? Like, yeah, bring it on.
I can't look.
Bring on the test.
Yeah, and I'm like, my friends think I'm weird. I'm like, but if you look, and then I'll literally write down, or like I'll show them. But yeah, look what happened when this happened, and they're like, oh yeah, and I'm like, so I wonder what's happened now. Like, that's literally how I love it. So everything happens for a reason. It makes you turn into yourself and like, right, okay, and what am I learning? What can I do to overcome this bit? There's something there that I haven't healed, and I just withdraw from anything, and I just go straight to myself, and I just get excited.
Yeah. You're like, this means I am elevating. I am I'm getting the boxing gloves on. Let's do this. Like, I'm all for it now.
Most people are in tears. Like, I have my own tears. I'm excited and happy and crying all at once because I know it's crappy right now, but I know like in a couple of months' time, I'll be great.
And it's looking at it from a whole different point of view and a different perspective, though. It
It
is.
is.
Like, yeah, it's not amazing, and I'm feeling like this, and this is I'm sitting in this right now, but looking forward, and that's so important. Like, what could this teach me? What could I'm going to have to adapt to things or change, and change is inevitable, but with change comes growth.
Making yourself uncomfortable is the best thing in the world, as uncomfortable as it is. People leave, jobs leave, one door shut, 10 open. I literally get excited. I don't like people leaving because I get upset and emotional, but I know somebody like one door shuts, another 10 will open. So I'll be like, That's sad.
You're kicking them at the door before the other doors are open, and you're like, right, that's it. That's that's it. In you go. I know there's another 10 going to open. Come on, stop standing in the way.
But like you're always learning something, and I know every single time something's close or something that I thought that was going to be forever, like something bigger and better has always come along. So I'm at that point now. It's like, okay, that's fine, that's peaceful. A bit sad right now, it's emotional, but
I love that. I love the way you've just looked at that. It's bloody brilliant.
I'll take a day or two out and I'm like recuperate, like, okay, great. This is a bit sad, but
Game on.
and I just crack on, like the awareness of like, okay, and I start looking at myself again and just go back into it. Like, that sounds a bit, the way I just put that is proper blunt.
Yeah, that's it. All done. And do you do you write that down? Like, do you still like if there's things happening that's out with your control, but you can see it's change? Do you write it down as it's happening to then go back over it, or is that something you've never done? Just when you were talking about
Sometimes I have,
no.
like when like early days I did. Now I don't need to so much. Like I've got into my habits where I do like journaling and write do
Mhm.
certain things anyway. So it's kind of all in one, but I don't literally do that. That I've got certain things that do help, which I might do with clients as well. So if I really need to, and you know, like the emotional week that I have, sometimes I do use them to like put it into logic. Apart from that, no. All right.
Yeah. And do you do any other form of writing? Has this been like your first like the book, the chapter, is this your
So
first time
I'm doing
writing?
my own book now as well. So like the second one's coming out.
Do tell then a little bit or not, just a little a teaser.
Edward, do you know, like the way I coach is a lot different to a lot of people. Like I'm with PTs, I coach very differently. I'm with mindset coaches, I coach very differently. It's kind of like how the way I look at things is very differently. It's just
Hmm.
simple, plain simple. It's just like a guide of like how to look at it, basically, and how these little things have actually helped change my life.
That's amazing. Well done.
So
Go
you've got
you.
yours as well.
Yes. Well, yes, and I done the audio book, which was horrendous listening to my own voice for nearly 3 hours. Honestly, it was. Like, I mean, I don't mind doing videos and I don't mind seeing myself and hearing my voice. I've got over that. Like, you've got to get out your own way to get over that. But listening to the audio book for like nearly 3 hours because I was listening for mistakes and I was like, oh, I don't know if my voice is like annoying me now. Like, I don't know if I could like.
When I hear my own voice, it makes me cringe. So like when I'm editing my
Yeah.
videos and stuff like this, I'll put it on mute. So I just put captions on and I just look at it from captions so I don't have to listen to myself.
But then saying that sometimes well, I don't know about you, but with my Scottish accent, they sometimes pick up the words wrong, and I'm like, oh, I need to rewind that because I've got to see what it's saying in the caption because I'm like, that's a made up word. The captions made up a word and popped that in there with my accent.
I don't like listening to my voice. And I always think that your voice sounds completely different from whatever device it is, what it does in your head. And
Yeah,
I sound really soft in my head. I'm like proper man, not manly,
got my man voice,
like really,
my authoritative voice.
like
Yeah,
really tough. And then when I hear my actual voice, it's so soft, and I'm like, who's that?
thinking you're like gung ho, and then it's like, yeah.
I'm like one of them little dogs that are always barking. So I think I'm something like that, but really, I've got a squeaky voice. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, so when do you think your book will be? Have you got like are you giving yourself a deadline with it, or are you just working your way through it?
No, I think because obviously this one, Start Over, will be out this year. Like, I don't know what month mine is. I think it's October or November. I'm not sure. I do know when
Mhm.
book 8 is.
I'm trying to think. So if we are, because mine's I think is going to be about August, and I'm 4, so 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, maybe about
I
that.
wanted it to come out just after or just around. I don't know if I want it, probably, I don't know if I want it at the same time. I don't know. I was just going to do it just after, maybe.
But then if it's to do with, well, again, not giving yourself any pressure, but it's to do with mindset, getting over things. Maybe January would be good. Start promoting it. over the end of the year and have it launching for the January, because everybody is then thinking, I need to have this new mindset because I've got goals I want to achieve. I've maybe got,
I could, or I was
yeah,
doing it around the same time of the other book, because then obviously they're going to be reading the story and how I've come back from it. They might want to know how to, if they can get my book, it might help.
yes, that's it. It all ties together. The pieces of the
Yeah, so
puzzle.
it's just like calculating when to do it, but like it needs to be ready first. I've got so much going on right now. Like I don't, it will be done. Like when I've set myself, I'm going to do something, it gets done. Like the deadline for the start over one was like on the 15th. It was like 11:59. I still got it done.
I'm like that. I work better under
Yeah,
pressure.
that's what
Like, you have an hour. I'm like, okay, like, let's get this done.
yeah, that's exactly the same. I did the exact same, but it got done, so I know it'll get done. Like I have the confidence in, like again, confidence. Here we go. I have confidence I'll
Yes.
get it done. I just don't know when. Like if I just need to sit down and look at like first I need the date for when this book's coming out, and then I'll strategically put it out around that. I think.
Oh, so that's exciting. So everybody listening and watching, be looking out because she has a whole book coming out. Love that. Love that. And so what's the direct plans for you? Just obviously the book, that's a big thing. And then you've got your chapter in the book. Is there any other plans in the mix for you just now? Or
So I've just sold my house. I'm hopefully moving out in June. Going to go do some traveling. And it should just boost my business as much as I can, help as many people as I can, do lots of live events, talk on. I've got quite a few events to talk to, so
that's interesting. And is this about your story or is this about coaching? What is this going to be?
a bit of both.
A bit of
Yeah,
both.
like mine is very weird, isn't it? Well, I am weird, but like the way I think is very, very different, and a lot of people are really interested in the way I see things. So like a lot of people are asking me, so yeah, just stuff like the way. Do you know how like I've just put things into like little ways of how like I dummy things down basically, and the way I say things is just different to how other people do it. So a lot of people are interested in how the way I say things. So
Good. And you're just basically you're being authentically you.
yeah, now finally after years of it.
Yes. Ooh. And so where are you going to go traveling? Like how are you going to go traveling? What are you thinking? Are you like a van or are you just going to get places to stay? Like what's the
I have no idea.
oh
So this will go within the next 3-4 weeks, and then from there I've just got my suitcase.
3 4 weeks the 3 4 weeks the house is going to be
Yeah,
complete and
already
done.
sold it. And then in 3-4 weeks we are aiming at it was sold about 2 months, so I've only got about 3 4 take about three months to it. So it's about 3-4 weeks. I'll be out of here. I'll be safe for certain for a bit, and then we've got tours in the US. I want me to start over, so I'll probably go there.
Mhm.
October, I don't know if I'm going to come back to the UK or go to like Thailand or somewhere. I don't know. And then in November, I'm going to go to Australia because my cousin and my aunties live there. I don't know how long I'll be in Australia for, and then I don't have a plan. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Amazing. Isn't that's even amazing in itself? Like I have no plan and I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah,
Because again, a lot of people put the restrictions in place, like, but I don't know where I'm
it's
going.
exciting.
I don't have fear.
I'm going to like because I've got clients and stuff here as well. So like I've got to be like coming back and stuff like that. So that's not a problem. But then like I don't actually have a base. I can literally go wherever I want.
Living a life of freedom by design now,
Chose
literally.
this as well. Like literally, I chose to do this. Like I've never felt so free ever. I felt so trapped for so many years, and now I'm just like, what is life? I'm not being trapped by some bricks. I told you, I was just like, not a chance.
No, that's amazing. Oh, can't wait to see your adventures. I'm going to be like, oh, oh,
You can,
I need to come visit.
you can do the same. Everyone can do the same. Everyone keeps saying, I wish I
Yeah,
could do that. Everyone can do
yeah, yeah. I have to wait till my daughter's a wee bit older,
that.
and then I'll be like, only a couple of more years, not too long. Well, my eldest, she's coming up for 19, and my youngest is coming up for 14.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can't get traveling just yet.
So not quite yet. I mean, could go on cheeky wee adventures and holidays, but not the mum's going in a van. Like, don't know where I'm going.
But the
Bye.
danger,
My eldest,
the
what's that?
dangers.
Oh, I know. I know. That was just, they're
I was
phenomenal.
literally speaking to them and I was telling them my plans were like, keep us updated. They're like, let me know when you're in so and so. Like, that would help. Like, they're great. They can do it. Anyone can do it.
I know. And they were just making money and doing things that they enjoyed along the way, and it ended up turning into something. It was like, wow. Talking about being aligned and just being like, oh well, let's just do something we like. And if we do something we like, something will come from it. It's just having that trust, eh? It's like,
Confidence in yourself that you'll make it work regardless. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know it's going to be okay. I have confidence in myself that I know what it's going to take. Like, it's simple as that. Like, no matter what happens, I'm going to be cool. Like, I'll be fine.
you're like, I'll be chilling. Great.
I don't know who I'll be with, where I'm going to be, but I'm going to be fine.
Love that. Love that. And you will. And it's going to be a total adventure. Like, can't wait. I'm so excited for you.
It is going to be fun. Literally.
It's going to be fun.
I think the scariest bit for me, like, I've started to get, like, I've had this was my safe space, like, getting over it. Like, it's so peaceful and everything. I think not having that actual place to, like, be, I think that's the scariest bit for me right now, because as like things are starting to move, like my furniture's starting to go and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, what's
Mm-hmm.
happening now? 3 weeks time, I ain't got a home. But
Yeah.
it's the uncomfortableness. Like, I'm gonna see things. I'm gonna be able to be free. I'm gonna be able to say yes. There's not one thing I'm not gonna be able to say yes to. Like, I can do absolutely anything I want. So it's just, I keep thinking, you've done this for a reason. You've done this for a reason. But and here again, that uncomfortableness. Should I just stay at home, like in my blanket?
Yeah. Yeah. But a lot of people's homes, that's their safe space. They can go out into the world and do whatever, but when they come home to their house, that's their safe space, that's their escape. So it's kind of like pulling the rug for under the feet. Like, this is not your safe space. Like, it is, but it's because you've made it that. So, rip off the band-aid and pull the rug out from their feet. Anywhere can be your safe space. You're your own safe space.
Sometimes okay, everywhere's safe, but it's just like, do you know, if you have a bad day, you can shut the door, like turn your phone on night mode, like, and oh my god, that's gonna go. But it's gonna be fine, because obviously I'm not gonna be like living on, like, like, I'm gonna be fine. It's just that thought of like, oh my god, this place is not gonna be my home. But like, this wasn't always my home. I had other homes before that. I can make another home again. It's just that sort of
Mhm.
like the changing. I can feel the change, and it's making me nervous. My
Mm.
books are coming out, and like, oh my god, there's a lot of changes this year.
There is a lot of changes, a lot, but it's positive
Yeah,
changes.
very good, very very positive.
Oh, that's amazing. Honestly, I can't wait. You've got chapter, a whole book, and basically just traveling.
Yeah, there's loads of little things coming. Like I'm just sitting at home, and like people just message me and ask me to do something. Like, you attract what you are, and I'm like, oh my god, there's so many opportunities coming. It's great.
Since you've basically kicked the doors open, like,
Yeah, I've seen people said like, yes, I'm free. Like, everything's aligning properly. Like, just carry on doing yourself. Like, literally, that's all you need to do. And there's so many opportunities coming. But honestly, it was only like 2 months before I said to my mindset coach, she said, oh, you should write a book. My friends have always told me to write a book. Everybody's told me to do it. And then she's like, just put it on your vision board. 2 months later, I'm talking to Marco, by the way. My mindset coach like, already? So, yeah.
you're like, well, you told me to put it down, so I'm looking at it every day.
Yeah. So, like, everything's happening, like, rapidly. It's really good.
It's amazing. Oh, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for this new adventure you have ahead of you. It's going to be so exciting.
Nervous, but excited. The best
Honestly, it's awesome.
place to be. Like, this is the bit where I'm like nervous, but yeah, it's exciting. It's good.
Yeah, yeah. Going through the nerves, pushing
I
through.
will. It's going to be so much.
Because on the other side of that, you're going to be like, this is going to be some freaking journey and adventure that you're going to go on. So the uncomfortableness is like, yeah, push
I
through
know.
that because this is going to be
You've got to
amazing.
practice what you preach, lead from the front. So, like, with my clients, I'm like, you got to make yourself feel uncomfortable. You've got to do these things. I give one of my clients a really uncomfortable thing to do the other day, and he was just like, can't do that, can't do that. And I'm like, how are you going to grow if you just stay in your comfortable position? And I'm just thinking, you've got to practice. Obviously, this is a bit different, but like, you, you've got to put yourself out there.
But you're really leading from the front. You're like,
I'll send you a picture.
follow me.
I'll send you a picture of my suitcase like in a few weeks' time, and that's what I've been living out of.
That's going to
I've
take.
got like my nan. I've got
That's
places I'm
going.
going to be staying in the UK, so I'm not like I'm not going to go and like just going out of the UK and not coming back. Like I've got where I'm going to be staying in the UK, but then I'm going to be coming and going, coming and going.
Yeah. And it was just getting in that headspace as well when you're getting, you know, basically eliminating stuff that you don't need.
Yeah, so you can see how I've kept things, and I'm like, oh, but you might use this, you might use this, and I'm like, you really haven't used this, and I'm just like, do you need it? Do you know when it's like a need or a want? There's a lot of needs and wants going on in my head right now. This is with people right now. I'm getting anxious about. I can only be around people that like are gonna look after me properly. Things that I'm keeping, do I need it or do I want it? Like a lot of things are being cleared out, which is a really good place to be. Like really good
Yeah.
place to be. But yeah, it's a good thing.
Amazing. Oh, I'm so excited. So if people want to be getting in touch with you for coaching, for keeping in touch for the books coming out, or for now your actual travel adventures, which will be online, what's the best way to get in contact with you? Do you have like a website? Do you want to share your Instagram? And I'll attach this to the
Would be best
podcast.
for now.
Yeah, Instagram. I will put that in, and people can watch your new adventures and your books and everything else. Well, this has been an amazing conversation. Honestly, I can't believe that you're so close to. So, if I see you in Dublin,
I might have
you'll
left. It
have.
might. I don't
Yeah,
know because Dublin's the 14th, isn't it? But we're Hungary on
yeah.
the a few weeks after that, so it's either going to be just before Dublin or in between Dublin and Hungary. I don't know. If everything goes
Oh,
smoothly,
that's
but they're actually chasing me saying like, "What's happening now? Like, why is the process?" It's going to be. I reckon it's going to be about 3 4 weeks.
wow. Okay,
I might
well,
be at the airport with my whole life in my bag. No, wait, not it's my nan's and my aunt.
yeah,
It just be a small luggage.
yeah. For yeah, yeah. Just me this time.
Well, yeah, that's what's happening.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on, sharing your beautiful smile, your energy, your wisdom, and a little bit about what you do, and obviously all your exciting things coming up and your
Yeah,
adventures of a lifetime.
lovely. Thanks for having me. And
Oh, you are so welcome.
thank you.
What's that,
And
sorry?
I'll see you very, very soon.
I'll see you very soon. Yeah. Well, take care. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye.
Bye.